Happy Tour de Fleece! Today is the first day and the first project I'm going to spin is this beautiful art bat from a wild offering. I plan to spin it thick and thin and do a 2-ply. I know I said I was going to do a single ply, but I really want it to have that structure and I really want to tackle an art yarn. I've really been spinning as consistently as possible, so I think it would be a fun challenge to do thick and thin. So my plan for this bat is just to rip off pieces and just start spinning. There's so much floof and color to it. It's gonna be amazing. It's huge. This is 3 ounces, so I'm really excited to spin my first art bat. And maybe I will be a little more adventurous and purchase more bats in the future. I usually just purchase braids, and I have a few liked or favorited items on Etsy that are art bats, so I'm excited to try this out. I really want to get more experimental with yarn. All right, let me rip off my first bunch here. I'm just going to start from this end. And let's just start with this today. I'll see how far I get. I think I'm going to spin a bit more today because it's Saturday and I know throughout the week it might be harder since I do work a full-time job. So I'm just going to spin, watch a little bit of Yellowstone. That's been my favorite show to spin to right now. And I will check in with you later. Okay, here we have the first bit of the spin, just that first piece I ripped off the bat, and it's looking so lovely. I love the pops of pink, the pops of neon. I think it's gonna, oh yeah, look how neon that is. I think it's gonna work up really, really nicely. So I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm gonna keep spinning. I am not burnt out yet, and then I'll check in with you at my first stopping point, but this texture is amazing. I love feeling all of the different fibers throughout this art bat. It's a texture overload in the best sense. It's so fun to spin just because no single piece is the same, so it's really, really fun to oh my gosh, to draft. So this is what I have after about 2 hours of spinning. I'm having a ton of fun spinning this art bat, and it really makes me think of carding my own bats. I don't have room for a drum spinner, even like a manual one, but maybe like a hand carder and a board would be fun. I think I'm gonna look into see if there's like a space that rents out drum carders, or I do have an Amazon gift card and I could get a blending board and a comb to try to make my own bats. This is really fun, and it's fun to get outside of my usual color palette, so I'm really looking forward to getting the rest of the bat spun. I'll show you what I have left over, and then getting these plied together. I realized I never actually weighed the bat, so I didn't split it evenly beforehand, so I might just spin as much as possible onto this bobbin, and then spin another bobbin. Another option is to spin it from a ball, so spin from both ends of the ball, which could get pretty tangled, but I have done it before and I didn't have a problem actually, so we will see. I'm gonna see how much I could fit onto this bobbin, but I do have a good amount left. Let's check it out. Well, I wanted to show you how much of this bat I had left, but Phantom is sleeping on it. naughty girl. So I'm gonna let her chill. She's not biting at it, but you can kind of see how much I have left here. So that's all I have for you for day one of Tour de Fleece. I spun a little bit more than I normally would, but it's because it's the first day. I'm excited and it's the weekend, so I had a little more time to spin today. But it's a marathon, not a sprint. I really want to stick to the schedule of Tour de Fleece and spin all 3 weeks, taking a rest whenever the racers take a rest. So yeah, I'll check in with you tomorrow. Hello, it is day 2 of Tour de Fleece and I am ready to spin up this art bat. I've got a lot done on my bobbin here, I'll show you. And I got my bubbly drink to keep me going. So the goal for today is to fill up this bobbin. I am gonna spin until it's full and then I'll see how much I have left. I was having second thoughts of spinning, of like plying this yarn with itself. I saw a really cool video of another artist spinning their art bat with a sequin threaded, like really thin yarn, so more like a thread. So I think that would be a really fun idea just because this is a fun art bat. Why not add sparkles to it? There's no stellina or anything in it, so might as well make it more sparkly. So TBD on that. I need to see how much like sequin thread costs, but it will be fun to try something new. The funny part about Tour de Fleece is that the hard part isn't spinning every day for me personally. I think the hard part, oh my gosh, look how beautiful, like the greens, oh, it's so pretty. The hardest part for me is actually getting ready every day for these videos, so I'm like camera appropriate. I work from home and I'm not always like on calls every day, so I don't need to be camera ready. So it's funny that like, I feel like that's my struggle. We'll see how it goes. But like, for example, I try not to do any meetings on Mondays, so I should get ready for work tomorrow and be camera ready to spin after work. So I'm gonna spin this piece and just see how full I can get this bobbin. I'm hoping I don't have too much left over, but we'll just see. Maybe I'll get like a mini skein out of it as well. All right, I have finished the entire art bat and it fit perfectly onto this bobbin. And I'm pretty sure that bat was closer to 4 ounces rather than 3 ounces because this whole bobbin is full, and I believe this bobbin can hold up to 4 ounces if I'm not mistaken. So let's pop this off the electric eel wheel and then I will give you some close-ups of the finished bobbin. So this is a wrap on my very first bobbin of Tour de Fleece. I'm gonna let this rest, more like I'm gonna let this rest until I figure out what I'm gonna do with it, ply it with itself like I originally planned, or ply it with a sequin thread, which I'll have to get. I have some leftover black thread with rainbow sequins, but I think this is gonna need a green or maybe like a pink sequin. I think it just really is giving springtime, all the greens, oranges, and pink. So I want something to complement that. Small update on my missing fiber. The post office called me and said that it was delivered to my house. I haven't seen it, or my apartment. So I may have to report it as stolen. So we'll see. Hopefully, like, I don't know if I'm gonna ever get my fiber, but maybe I can get the insurance claim on it. So it's a big bummer, but we are moving forward. I'm feeling really excited about my next spin. I'm gonna do the Big Sur braids, and since the work week is starting tomorrow, I'm gonna be spinning a lot less, but it will still be a really fun spin. I found a shawl that I want to make with the fiber, so now I'm a lot more motivated to spin that braid. It's a crochet shawl, and I'll pop a picture of it here so that you can see it. And it's not really important to meet gauge, but I'm gonna try to spin the yarn as evenly and as thin as possible, so that will be a challenge, but it'll be fun now that I have the project in mind. So I will check in with you tomorrow for day 3 of Tour de Fleece, and we will be spinning up new braid. It's officially day 3 of Tour de Fleece, and I am still feeling the excitement. Today was my first day back to work after a week off, so it was really tough. I had a long work day, took a break, dropped off an Etsy order, and then I had a yoga class. So now it's like about 7:45. And I need to get spinning so I can stay on track. Hi Noodles. So in yoga, I was practicing letting go today. I'm still so bummed about my missing order. So no updates there yet, but I did receive the new sweater quantities worth. Don't tell anyone I purchased this, but you might have saw it in my last video, but I have 1 pound of crumpet combed top. This order came so fast. I think I ordered it on Friday night, like 4th of July. And it's from Walnut Farm Designs, and it's a big beefy boy. I've ordered their 4-ounce fibers before, and it literally fills this bag, but if you can see, it's like vacuum sealed, so they fit all the fiber in here and made it work. So I'm gonna open this up now, just so we can take a look at the fibers up close. It's 80% South American wool and 20% viscose tweed. And I'm thinking I'm gonna spin it for a cloud sweater or a cloud top. I forget, like one of them uses bulky weight yarn and the other one uses DK weight. But I thought it would be nice to hold it with like a suri or a mohair, but we'll just see how nicely it spins up. I'm gonna spin as evenly as possible and then see what it comes out to, like the reps per inch. And then I will choose the best pattern for it. But I'm excited to have a sweater spin. I'm putting the other 2 colorful braids on hold and starting on my sweater spin. And oh, it's popping up. I mean, this is a dense boy. Look at this. Oh my god, it looks like ice cream. I don't know. I think it's appearing a little bit lighter than it truly is in person. Like it is a like orange creamsicle color. I'm gonna try to show you in natural lighting tomorrow because on camera it's appearing really light, but it is like an orange peachy color, and then the tweed is like dark orange and a really light yellow. I wonder if I can get that, capture it there. So I'll try again tomorrow, but I'm gonna start spinning this today. It's late, so I'm gonna spin this while I watch Love Island, so I will update you after that. Love Island has gone really south for me, but you know, I gotta keep watching. I'm a completionist, so I gotta see it through. Oh, I also wanted to mention I finished my Palm Springs tank. Phantom's already eating the plastic bag from the fiber, of course. But this is the Palm Springs tank. It's so pretty. So I wore it today to like perk up my mood for my first day back at work after my vacation. So yeah, vibes are high. I'm feeling better, and I promise like I need to stop talking about my missing fiber, but I'm mourning the loss. So hopefully I could just get a resolution there, like whether that's a closing the issue and like hopefully getting the insurance, but we'll see. Meanwhile, I've got this baby to be thankful for. One last thing I want to say before I get spinning is that this 1 pound of fiber was $53. That's an insane deal, or $52, whereas like the 4 braids that I purchased I think was $140. $40, like being completely transparent. That was my splurge. I was really excited to do my first sweater spin, but this fiber is just as lovely. So there are vendors out there that are on the cheaper side. So Walnut Farm Designs is the vendor I purchased this from on Etsy, and it's amazing quality. You're not missing anything by spending less. You're really just like getting more bang for your buck. So highly recommend this vendor. I purchased a pink alpaca with silk fiber from them, and I have purchased their rainbow tweed. I think it's called Taste the Rainbow. So highly recommend. Checking in one last time before I head to bed. This is what I've spun up for day 3. I just ripped off a big piece and spun for about an hour, and this is where I'm at. The tweed looks really nice. It's a little bit tough to spin evenly because the tweed definitely pulls in more wool, giving me thicker parts, but I hope that with chain plying it, so it'll essentially turn into a 3-ply, it will become a little more even. But that's kind of the beauty of hand spun yarn. When I knit it up, it's definitely gonna look hand spun. But yeah, still trying to decide if I should add some mohair or sturry to it. I think I need to spin up a skein to see like what my wraps per inch are looking like, and then I can go from there. But I'll check in with you tomorrow, and have a good night. Hello, it's day 4 of Tour de Fleece, and I need to get spinning on this sweater spin if I am going to finish in time. So today I learned a little more about nests. I've been seeing a lot of people showing off like baskets full of little fiber nests, and I reached out to like my spinners Discord that I've joined for Tour de Fleece, and some people like informed me about nests, so I'm gonna make a few little ones. It's more effective like if you're using it for spinning fractal yarns, but I think it'll still work for my like one color fiber. Another reason why people make nests is so that they do it in, or they like break up the fiber into more approachable bits, which I already do, but I think I tear off like longer bits of fiber. I spun up the fiber from last night, and the one piece I ripped off took me about an hour and a half. So I'm gonna break them up into smaller pieces and then put them into this yarn bowl I have. This is a really tiny yarn bowl. I just wanna see how I like it. And people said that the nests help them take breaks. So once they finished a little ball of fiber, they'll take a break, stretch, look away, instead of just focusing on what's right in front of you, drink some water. So I'm gonna break up a few nests today and see what I get through. It's so interesting to me how everybody preps their fiber. I'm newer to spinning. It's been about a year since I've started spinning, but I've seen so many different fiber preps. I really love learning more like about roll lags. I just learned about nests today. I love learning like about the bats, how people approach a braid, and how you can break up a braid. So there's just so much to spinning and spinning technique. And I really am happy I'm taking the time to focus on spinning for these next 3 weeks, because I usually just spin when I'm tired of crocheting or knitting. Oh, these nests are so cute. I mean, I don't even know if I'm doing this right. I'm really just breaking off really small bits to work through. People talked about breaking off pieces like that are a certain amount of ounces, and people have their own preferences, I learned. So yeah, it's just really cool. Maybe I'll tear off a bit of longer pieces and see like what works for my spinning style. But I'm adding them to this bowl, and it looks really cute. I know I'm not gonna get through all of this tonight, but I'm just gonna reach into my bowl and spin up what I can. And since they are small, I feel like it's prepared enough for me to grab like during lunch if I actually take a lunch break. So then it's I can get through it really quick. And I think I'm gonna start with that. Like, she's full. Cute little yarn bowl clown. So I'm gonna go with that. I don't want to break up too much, just in case I don't go through it quickly. Like, this could accumulate dust, and I store the fiber in a plastic bag to keep all the cat hair, the dust, whatever is in the air in my apartment. A lot of plant dirt, so I store it away just to keep it clean. So let's get spinning. I have a little bit on my bobbin from last night, if you can see that, and then I'll check in with you to see how much we have left at the end of the night of day 4. There's just something about having a nice cold fun drink and my little crafty hobby that is just perfection, chef's kiss. So it's gonna be a really great night. Really excited to spin. It's late. I need to head to bed, but I have spun a ton more fiber today. Look at that. That's definitely more than I did in day 3, but I was feeling really motivated today. I had a hard day at work, and so I just wanted to enjoy my silly little craft. So good night. We'll check in tomorrow for day 5. Hello, it's day 5 of Tour de Fleece, and one thing I learned from day 4 is I actually don't like spinning nests. I feel, at least like with this fiber, I'm not like cutting it off forever. When I divide this fiber, I noticed that the bits of tweed tend to gather towards the end of the fiber where I've broken it off. And then when I start to spin the fiber from the start, it's definitely a little more white. Like, I'm just getting the wool and not pulling out these tweedy bits. So for this fiber, I think I'm just gonna keep breaking it off in larger sections because that's how I like to work with it, at least for this yarn. So we're gonna continue with that tonight. Today was a super hard day for me, really busy at work, very tired, and I'm a little burnt out with screens today, so I think I'm just gonna spin in silence today, and I'll let you know how that goes. Like, no TV time, no audiobooks. I really just need a quiet break for peace of mind. Do you spin in silence? I don't know if you can see this, but these are the tweedy bits that I was talking about. Like, they're all gathered up at the end. We almost have a full bobbin. It's looking really, really nice. I think chain plying this is going to be the best way to go. So yeah, I'm hoping I can finish up this bobbin tomorrow. Let me flip it around so you could hopefully see it a little better. Yeah, it looks so light on camera, but it is like, the wool is a really, really light color. Like, when I only am drafting the wool and I don't get any tweedy bits, it's almost completely white. So it's the tweed oranges and yellows and kind of like almost, it's the oranges are really reddish. So that's what's really giving this yarn its color. So it's really interesting. I can't wait to finish this up. I think this holds 8 ounces. I can always weigh it, but I'm really just trying to spin through as much as possible because I want to do a sweater spin. I'm thinking of holding it with mohair just to give it a little more structure, since I don't think hand spun, I mean, I've never knit with my hand spun or crocheted with my hand spun, so I think it will be a little less strong as normal commercial yarn. But that's what I have for tonight. I will check in tomorrow with you and hopefully finish up this bobbin. Hello, today is day 6 of Tour de Fleece and I'm checking in after I have finished my spin because it's a lot of the same with a sweater spin. But as you can see, my bobbin is almost full. Let me see if I could zoom in for you really quick. Yeah, it's looking really nice, creamsicle, tweedy vibes. And I'm checking in late today because right after work I went to the beach, did some bodyboarding, playing in the ocean. I did not go outside at all yesterday since I work from home. So I went outside, got my toes in the sand, body in the water, and then I showered, got home, and just started my spin. But yeah, hopefully I didn't get as far as I wanted to tonight, but I want to finish this tomorrow and maybe even start plying. I have a half day on Fridays during the summer, so I get a lot of extra spinning time. So hoping to take advantage this weekend and maybe get my first skein. That would be really impressive. I haven't spun this quickly before, I feel like, so it's really nice. Taking a break from knitting and crocheting is different, but it's really fun to focus on this. Hello, it's Friday, day 7 of Tour de Fleece. I get off work early on Fridays during the summer, so I've got some time to dedicate to spinning. After work, I got my nails redone because they were super grown out, but I had also broken a nail, and I just think this is so funny. I have to show you. This one nail that broke, I wanted to keep my natural nails, like, so I didn't opt to get the fake nail here, but they're redone so they look fine when I'm spinning. I hate like showing my grody nails on camera if they don't look nice, but they're all redone and I'm gonna get started spinning. So main goal today is to completely fill this bobbin and maybe even start plying. I'm gonna take a quick break to go on a little date. I'm going to happy hour at one of my favorite restaurants just to wrap up this week. And then I'm gonna come home, chill, and get straight back to spinning. Breaking off a piece to spin is one of the most satisfying parts. I don't know why. But maybe I can show you, like, look how white it really is, the wool at the ends. When it's not pulling any of the tweed into it. It is a really light color. It's the tweed that really gives it that orange effect. So this is where I wrap it up for this week's Tour de Fleece vlog. Last night I pretty much filled this bobbin. I didn't want to fill it like completely to the brim because I'm gonna ply it and I don't want it to get too messy as I ply it. Like, I don't want it to have any like tangle situations. So I think we've made great progress for this week. Let me pop off this bobbin and I'll show you what we have accomplished for Tour de Fleece week 1, my first Tour de Fleece. I just wrapped my like end of the yarn around my little orifice hook and then stick it to the magnet so that it holds. So I'm just going to spin this onto the bobbin and then we can pop it off. This is so satisfying to see it like off the wheel to me. Pop this off and here we go. So there we go, the full bobbin for my sweater spin, hopefully. I think it's definitely not even, but I think it's hard to do even yarn with tweedy bits. But I think once I chain ply it, it's gonna turn out really nice. And then the first bobbin I finished this week is the art bat. So this is the 2 bats side by side. I am aiming to spin a sweater's worth by the end of Tour de Fleece, which should be in this orange tweedy yarn. But I have so many other fibers I want to spin, so I may like take some breaks in between. I think I'm going to apply this next and then start on a new braid, maybe one of my Big Sur braids. and I have some fiber coming in, so I'll have to show you that. But this is where we're ending. This is what I've accomplished my first Tour de Fleece week. Catch you next time.